Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the class spawns that just came back out. Looks like we're going to be waiting for the monster spawn for a second or two. I'm fine with that. I really want to do the monster spawn though, I'm not even going to lie. Low-key really want to do the monster spawn. But anyways, it's fine that it is not coming out, especially if it's only going to be lasting like a day or two. I'm going to be just barely missing it, so I'm not complaining. Anyways, let's actually talk about the class spawn and everything surrounding it. First thing I want to go over is the SSR rates boosted has absolutely no meaning anymore. First of all, I would have never really recommended this in the first place, even with the boosted rates, because it's not right, especially if you're free to play. I don't think this is a good gem deal. Now, it may just look like it, but think about it. 20 gems for 20 gems for what we have right here. So you're only spawning 5 times. Sure, it could be the weapon of your class, but it could be anything ranging from 22 cost SSRs. So that means when you reforge them, right, they're going to be like, I think 28, 27, something like that. They're going to be 27 cost URs. And you're only spawning 5 times, and it's not even guaranteed to be something good or anything of the sort. And it's a really far-fetched deal. It's an extremely far-fetched deal. Now, maybe they had like low-key higher rates for like the featured gear if you were to do the SSR rates boosted, right? But for the most part, what I'm trying to get at is these right here were really never worth it in the first place. Like, there's so many better spawns out there. There's people who are saving up for possibly like really good treasure spawns. 4th anniversary might be coming out sometime later in the future. Monster spawns, the top version of the class spawns, the ones that are actually going to be a lot more helpful, stuff like that. Just really good deals, or stuff you might want to save on because they have really good stuff in there. There's so many things you could be spending your gems on, and using 20 gems to just spawn 5 times with SSR rates boosted, quote unquote, I wouldn't find it all too worth it. I really wouldn't. So I wouldn't recommend this in the first place. And then, like, on top of it, the SSR rates boosted they're claiming to have is no longer here. It's at a 6% chance. Even your treasure spawn has slightly higher rates now. So there ain't no more SSR rates boosted. So these right here at the bottom look dead, at least. Maybe you spawn them. Maybe they're low-key not dead. Maybe they just did a typo. But as far as my eyes could see, it looks like the SSR rates boosted are freaking dead. They're dead. So yeah, that's pretty much talking about that. Okay, so let's actually talk about the top version of the class spawn, because the bottom version, there's always something bad with 1 or 2. Even like the monster spawn, they have some of the stuff at the very bottom is not really worth it. But overall, these are really good spawns. These right here, especially the class spawn. The class spawn is the best free-to-play option in the game when you're looking to grab some weapons to help with gear score. Now, you're not going to be getting probably top tier gear score doing these class spawns, but you're not going to be far behind really strong players. That's if you could do these a lot. You could really replace all your stuff that you need to replace with stuff from the class spawn. The class spawn is 80 gems. So it looks a bit pricey, but for the price you're actually getting for the stuff, it is worth it, trust me. The reason I'm saying that is, first of all, you're getting a weapon of your class, and if you're dealing with like regular spawns, you have no, like, if you haven't been here for a long time, if you haven't done multiple gem spawns, you have no idea how much of a pain it is to be getting something random, and not even like, especially weapons. When you're spawning to get weapons, getting complete random weapons that will not be of your class, and just having a hard time, just praying that you're hoping to get the weapon of your class. And this, you don't have to worry about that. This is one of those few spawns in the game where you actually don't have to worry about getting the exact weapon of your class. You could spawn it and you can be worry free of that. You're getting a weapon of your class guaranteed. On top of it, it's going to be 33 cost or higher, ultra rare, and it's going to be infused 4 times. The higher the infusion count, the more gear score it's going to give, because infusion count increases the level cap. And on top of it, when you hit to the 4th and 5th levels, the 4th and 5th levels of infusion are going to be the biggest pains, because they're going to be very expensive ether wise and gold wise too. I think the first one costs like 5 million gold, and the second one costs like 10 million. But yeah, I have a video about that all below, so if you really want to see about that, you can. And these have them to the 4th infusion. I'll put them down in the link, so don't worry about it. They'll be in the link below if you really want to know about infusion and everything surrounding it, to really cut this video short. So that's why I'm saying these are a great deal. For 80 gems, they're going to be infused 4 times. You're getting a weapon of your class guaranteed. It's going to be cost 33 or higher, ultra rare guaranteed. That is extremely nice. Definitely a great deal. But the reward pool, let's see what they have in the reward pool, because I haven't really talked about the reward pool all too much lately, so I'm going to give my opinion. I'm not exactly sure if this is how it's going to work out, but I'm just going to give it a shot anyways. Okay, so right here, they have now a handful of 35s, 34s, and 33s. So all costs, except for the 36 costs, because this is the only thing that's 36 costs in there, is going to, there's a handful of each and every cost in the spawn now. So they didn't really add any more 33s, they just added 34s, so you should be able to get 34s possibly a bit more frequently. If not, both a good and a bad thing, because that means 35s might have a bit lower rates, but on the bright side, you're not going to be probably getting 33s at least as much, I believe, anymore. I don't really know how it's going to go. I haven't really spawned the class spawn all too much myself, but what's really going to bother me is if you're going to be doing the class spawn, it looks like they lowered the rates that they were before. Now, I might be wrong, and they might, just like the SSR feature gear piece, right? SSR feature gear piece looks like it has lower rates, but when you're getting that guaranteed thing is actually, like, they have high rates for that guaranteed thing. So they might have high rates for the guaranteed thing. I hope that's the case. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but that's really my intake on the weapon part. And then they got the armor part right here. I'm really happy with the armor part. At first, I was like, why is it still 33 cost? I actually look in here, and everything I see in here, almost everything in here is 34 or higher. Maybe the samurai stuff right here is 33. And maybe the Far East spy stuff is 33, but pretty much they only have like a very few 33 things in here. After that, everything else is 34, 35, or 36 cost armors. There's only really a handful, including the art ofs, the physical damaging art, well, no, physical damage down art ofs are still in here as well. Getting those is really going to help out, especially with Unison, and that is going to help out a lot. Like, if you're running a treasure hunter set, especially as well, for like door rooms, coliseums, that is really going to help out. These help out in any scenario or situation. They may not offer the best defenses anymore, because there's like 37 cost armors and 33s compared to 37s. that's a lot of potential defense you are losing, but still the skill is very, very helpful, and they don't offer a bad amount of defenses either, especially when you get them to like the 4th diffusion for free, considering it's what it's going to be when you're spawning. That's not bad at all. So that's my intake on the class spawn and everything surrounding it. And these right here have opening skills. So these opening skills are going to be useful in dorms and coliseums. You can use these in guild battles, because when you're doing guild battles, most of the time the first round is where you're going to be fighting the most, and then after that usually it's just Unison. It's just Unison. Each and every round is just the Unison match. So openings can be useful. They're going to be useful in player versus player. They're not player versus enemy orientated at all. I'm not going to really talk about all too much about these, because these are going to be very, I wouldn't say very useful, but these could come in handy depending on the set you're using. Definitely. Whether we're talking about the attacks, whether we're talking about the health regen, or we're talking about the damage cut, they're all going to be very useful. They all offer some sort of like buff at the very beginning. You'll see it on your character. It's not going to be like a passive thing. It's going to be right on the side. So technically, I guess you could say it can be removed and stuff like that, but people are not going to be usually going to be having stuff to remove it, because that'd be a waste of an attack, except for like the piercer stuff for the reflection and damage reduction stuff for the, like this right here, damage cut. They might have stuff like that, but for the most part, it's going to be helpful in dorms and coliseums, especially with the attack, because nothing's really safe anymore. Nulls aren't safe. Reflection reduction is not safe anymore, so it's kind of iffy, and because of that, you want to make sure you can do as much damage as possible. So the attack ups are definitely going to help out in that scenario and situation. So that's all for this video. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching. Again, class spawns are highly recommended if you are free to play. They offer one of the best deals in the game. Weapon of your class guaranteed, cost 33 or higher, ultra rare guaranteed, and is infused 4 times. So definitely, if you are free to play, you're looking to become stronger, definitely you want to look into these, because these are going to help out a lot. But that's all. And I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.